Good morning, everyone. Virgo Triad here. It is April 30th, 2019. I hope everybody's having a great start to your week. And I woke up this morning and honestly thought that today, instead of being the 30th of April, was the 1st of April, and somebody was playing a really funny April Fool's joke on me. I received a link in my email this morning that I think all of you are going to find very entertaining and interesting. The link is to the New York Post. And I'm going to go ahead and just read a short portion of this, and then I'm going to link it to the description of this video because I do not want to infringe upon Mr. Crudell's copyright by reading the entire article, although the entire thing is very, very entertaining. And then I'm going to take you over to take a look at a couple of things that I think you guys are just going to find really interesting. Considering all of the work that everybody that is subscribed to this channel has done and all of the researchers on the Virgo Triad channel have done, I think this is going to link some things together for everyone that is really going to solidify what is running the internet portion of the sovereign citizen movement currently. And that's going to be very helpful to those of us that are exposing it. The New York Post's John Crudell wrote an article called Federal Reserve Warns Against Internet Skranks. This was put out yesterday at 10:39 p.m. And as I said, I'm going to read a small portion of this. Sometimes it's hard to tell an internet scam from something that is merely a prank. This is one of those times. But whatever this is, it has the Federal Reserve baffled and worried. I'll start from the beginning of this skrank, a combination of the words scam and prank. Some time ago, someone using the name Harvey Dent, which seems to also be the name of a Batman villain, posted a YouTube video telling people that they can use their Social Security numbers to pay any of their bills, such as phone, cable, mortgage, and electric, through the Federal Reserve and the Internet Monetary Fund. Dent claimed that every American had a secret bank account at the Fed that could be tapped into for these purposes. Apparently, people did try to pay the Dent way, and of course were unsuccessful because there are no such secret bank accounts. And when the payments started piling up at the Federal Reserve's regional banks, those routing numbers that were given out by Dent, the Fed, got concerned. This is all very complicated, but Dent apparently said it has something to do with sovereign citizenship and how countries were really like companies. His organization seems to be named the Government Services Corporations Watch, and it professed that governments are actually corporations, and the president or prime minister is the CEO. So if that were the case, of course, that would make Donald Trump really the chief executive officer and not just the commander-in-chief. Dent's YouTube post has been taken down, but you can still Google his name and see his thoughts. Well, one of the things that I find very interesting about this particular article is that Harvey Dent gets very upset when he's called a sovereign citizen. There may be a very good reason for that, one that even I was not aware of until today. The Government Services Corporation Watch is actually a blog. I'm going to take you there. You're going to find some of this stuff looks really, really interesting because what I'm taking you to right now is the Governmental Services Corporations Watch. Governments are actually corporations. The Prime Minister, President/Prime Minister, its CEO, blog that's actually called Government or GOV Banknotes.wordpress.com. And you will see that one of the posts here is talking about Harvey Dent and how to use the Social Security number to pay any bills through the Federal Reserve, IMF. And it goes in to talk about the whining about his YouTube channel being taken down and everything. But then, here we go. Here is the actual video, which if you go back and take a look at who that video is actually, what channel that video is actually on, that video has been up for a very long time. And that person has been somebody that, interestingly enough, Harvey's never had a problem with them having his video posted up. You know, Harvey likes to complain a lot about people like Van Balen posting anything on him that he has posted in the past. He calls it, serious copyright infringement. So it's interesting that Harvey would think that Fight On is cool with having his most popular ever video up. But regardless, July 12th of 2017 is when this was posted, and you'll see that all of the instructions that are on here are actually exactly the same thing that were in the video. Why is that? Because this specific blog, this site, is all about how to be the perfect sovereign citizen. It is scam after scam after scam that the sovereigns run. Everything from how to rip off the government all the way to why you shouldn't vaccinate your kids. We're going to take a look at who else is quoted in this specific blog. After taking a look at the entire blog and seeing all of these incredible, interesting posts, it just kind of cracks me up when I realize that, wow, for the $995 that April is having people spend, the World Citizen Human Forms that are downloadable in PDF format for you are all right here, free of charge. They're also full of shit, but at least they're full of shit and free of charge. And as you see, we start over here with the human being forms, and some of them are variations of Anna von Reitz, and some of them variations of other people's, but regardless, they are pretty much all here. And you guys know I would know this because I've been collecting these forms for 2 years now. Lots of them, yeah. Look over here to the left, and we've got Anna von Reitz instructions on reclaiming the birth certificate estate in U.S. expatriation. But then we also have information about Harvey Dent. Then over here we have information about the sovereign city-states, Vatican City, City of London and Westminster, and all the other country, world stuff, and what is this? Proof of driving licenses and illegal adhesion contracts? What does that sound like? Sounds like the Moors and what they talk about constantly with being pulled over and not having to have a driver's license and everything being in commerce. Issuing our own American national private bonds, negotiable instruments, and money orders. And let's talk about the fact that there's information on here about opening up your own bank. Harvey Dent, how to use the Social Security number to pay any bill through the Federal Reserve IMF. I mean, it is a real who's who of sovereign citizenship and how to get yourself behind the gray bars for a very long frickin' time. Let's open the conversation up in the comments section, shall we, folks? What do you think? I'm going to tell you what my impression of all of this is. People who are con artists do one specific thing very well. It's called projection. And what they do is they'll take something they're guilty of doing and they'll project it upon the person that they see as their opponent, someone who's trying to get in their way. So for a con artist, that would be someone like me. Somebody who is for no personal gain whatsoever, but just because I don't like the idea of people getting away with scamming others, will start a YouTube channel. And so the other party has to try to throw out things like, oh, it's a government shill, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, and when that stops working, then they will turn you into what they really are, or at least attempt to. As we know, Harvey's been good at trying to do this in the past, in terms of what his people believe that follow him anyway, which clearly, we have some cognitive issues going on with those individuals. Fortunately, that's only about 20% of what's on YouTube. But regardless, He had some success with a few of the people that followed him, and they honestly think for some reason that I am April Lejeune and that I am also Heather Antucci, and Heather Antucci is not a real person, but sometimes she is and sometimes she isn't, and I don't know, I'm sure some of them probably believe that Harvey himself is Heather Antucci, but regardless, it makes no difference. The bottom line that I'm trying to make here, the comment that I'm stating, is that Harvey likes to project. That is something that a con man does. I believe that because Harvey has actually attempted to try to connect me with the con artists, as they all have done. You remember, I'm supposedly Kim Goygan, and I'm supposedly a Romanoff, and I'm supposedly working with April Lejeune. And when all of those things didn't work, it really pissed everybody off. However, the real truth is that all of these people actually work together, which is the reason why all of their smear campaigns sound so similar. The reign of the heavens and their bullshit with their fake arrest warrant, and Anna Von Reitz and her bullshit with me being supposedly this Kim Goygan, and Harvey Dent with his bullshit of me supposedly being April Lejeune. And everybody apparently is Heather Antucci. When the truth is, it's just all the con artists that are working together. All of these sovereigns work together. They all have one main goal, and that is to gather as many unsuspecting and gullible people together as they can to purchase and spend money on their bullshit packages, and for them to sell those packages and further their personal agendas, but also to clog up the court systems with paperwork. And then there are those that like to spread the false information about traveling without a driver's license being legal and all of this other crap. And what that's about is going up against the police and clogging up their system. The situation that Harvey was into was about clogging up the Federal Reserve, which he effectively did for almost a year. The scary part about this is that it's a big, organized grouping of individuals. Big grouping. You know, a group you could almost like lay a RICO type of claim on. Because it is racketeering. It's racketeering. That's exactly what it is. They launder money, filter money through one another. Some people give up the information for free because they are so pissed off at the government that they would prefer that people just have the documents and make their filings, and they clog up the system and it makes it easier. But they're always selling something, T-shirts, whatever they can come up with. Group of just nasty individuals doing this. What do you guys think? I mean, this is so infuriating to me, and I don't have a problem being the butt of these people's jokes, because truthfully, I know when they're talking about me, I know that I'm doing the right thing. I know that people are starting to listen if they're talking about me. I know that if they're sending me threats, that they're getting concerned. Mr. Innocent is being watched by the Fed, and he knows it. He's so arrogant in his own ignorance, it doesn't even matter to him. He had 2 YouTube channels taken down, he turned around, and here he is again with another one. And he'll build it up just like he did the others. It'll end up being taken down. He's just another spear in the bigger spearhead of this ridiculous but yet concerning movement. And it's not concerning because of somebody who really is rather irrelevant like Harvey, or April for that matter. They're all really rather irrelevant on their own. But a grouping of people who will put together information that is so blatantly false like this, and have absolutely no empathy for the people that they are spewing this on, full well knowing that they are allowing people or they are encouraging people, not allowing people, encouraging people to commit bank fraud, and then stand back and say, we had nothing to do with it. Let me remind you guys of something. There was a specific testimony that was given at Heather Ann Tucci and Randall Keith Bean's sentencing, or trial, rather, that said that Harvey Dent and his video were the whole purpose behind why Randall Keith Bean even actually attempted to try the bank fraud that he did. Him believing that ridiculous video of Harvey's that a lot of people fell into. Okay? I mean, he's already been mentioned in a huge case. That was a big case. I mean, after all, let's not forget that between the two of them, they got almost 20 years in prison. So Harvey Dent's name's been out there with the Fed for a while. And now we find out he's hooked up with all of these other people. Someone who pretends to be a Superior Court judge, impersonating a judge, in which she claims to be an Alaskan State Superior Court judge. She writes that documentation. She writes that statement on her website. She writes that statement on several of her writings from 2015, 2016 area. And then when you call her up on it and you say, you know what, Anna Von Reitz, you're a liar. You are not a judge. And there are Superior Court judges in Alaska. And I've contacted the Judicial Council, and they've told me to contact the Attorney General because you are impersonating a judge. You know what she does? She comes back and she says, no, I'm a postal court judge. General Post Office went out of commission in the 30s, Anna. And you are not part of the inspectors who deal with mail fraud. Again, bullshit. Irrelevant individual. Somebody who does nothing but spent the last 20 years online doing as much damage to people as she possibly can and taking donations and making money all along with it. We have April Lejeune, part of this group. Out there making claims against people's lives, for one thing, taking donations while she's doing it. Getting people $5,000 fines left and right from the IRS for filing fraudulent, accepted for value presentments. They're all fraudulent. None of them exist. It's all a bunch of frivolous paperwork, and the IRS is sick of it. She's been running scams her whole life. Her own kids came up against her and said, you know what? My mom ran an eBay scam too. A scam where she took a high-quality printer, printed out headshots, and then signed them and sold them as though they were real, actual celebrity signatures. Con artist. Let's talk about Anthony Williams. He's such a con artist, he conned himself into believing he could sue himself for $5 million. Video that I did last week. It's got, over 7,000 views. Con artist. We have Hailraiser. We have Eon. We have Tazadak. We have, let's not forget about Dorsey's Resources, who hilariously loves to call Virgo Triad a racist, even though the other half of my family's African American. I myself am 100% Native American. 3/4 Cherokee, 1/4 Cree. They love to come on my channel and tell me, go home, European, and I laugh hysterically because I don't have one drop of European blood in me. This is a group of con artists. I want you guys to think about this seriously. Took hundreds and thousands of people's donations for this kind of BS. Purchased t-shirts that said Moto Proprio on them. Okay? At $25 and $30 a whack. Committing bank fraud left and right for somebody online. Hundreds of thousands of transactions that piled up on the Federal Reserve banks because one person in this group, backed by several other people, were pushing this agenda hard enough that even people that have enough of a education started wondering if it was true. When someone comes up against them, they shout slander or racism or shill. When somebody comes up against them and tells real facts, they do everything they can to shut them down. And when they can't shut them down, they threaten them. And if they can't threaten them, they find family and they try to threaten the family. Why? Because what we are ending up with here, guys, is a group of individuals that started out with about 10,000 members and now is up in the 2 million mark. We're dealing with the alternative right. And these are just the bottom feeders. The sovereign citizens and the Moors and the people like Harvey Dent, each individual irrelevant one become relevant when they're put together because these individuals are all part of the alt-right. They're all part of the group that really just wants to bring the whole government down. They're all part of the group that does not care. The means justify the ends no matter what. And they will steal and lie and misinform until they get what they want or they get brought down. They'll make false arrest warrants. They'll murder and kill and have. They'll threaten family members. They'll go after family members. They'll try to sue you. They'll try to damage your credit. They'll do everything they possibly can to get you out of the way. And they'll also do anything they possibly can to use you. And for those of you that believe in this garbage, they're laughing at you. And they are using you. Because all you are to them is another step, another soldier for them to be able to use so that they can open their fake kangaroo courts and they can pretend like they're somebody that they aren't. Like, okay, Anna Von Reitz, fake judge. Anthony Williams, fake attorney general. Harvey Dent, fake Batman villain. They're all fake. They're all phony. April Lejeune, fake political commentator, fake journalist. She doesn't even actually do any research. That's how she ended up out there with a video claiming that the Marines landed on Langley when they didn't. And that got all kinds of negative publicity. But it doesn't matter. She went right on to the next thing that she didn't research. Everybody needs to open their eyes. These people are out there. They're part of the lunatic fringe and they are serious and they're growing. It's not 10,000 small anymore, guys. It's millions. And they're not just growing in the United States. They're all over all of our countries. Let's open up the discussion on this in the comments section. Let's really talk this out. What can we do to better inform people? I have talked to you guys about putting up the search engine database, which I still think is a very good idea for ensuring that people are able to find the accurate information online. Anybody who wants to give to that cause, the link will be in the description. Anybody else have any ideas? I'm happy to listen to them, because there are definitely not enough people speaking out for what the truth is, and there are definitely not enough people that are exposing these people for what they really are. Find the links in the description. And thank you for your time.